Every dynasty has an origin story. For the modern NFL, that story starts not on a professional gridiron, but on the baseball diamonds and basketball courts of rural East Texas. Before the no-look passes, the Super Bowl MVPs, and the $100 million contracts, there was just Patrick Mahomes, a multi-sport prodigy with an intensity few could match. The question isn't how Patrick Mahomes became a star, it's how he was ever overlooked. His ascent from a three-star recruit at a non-powerhouse program to the most innovative quarterback in football history is a chaotic, statistically absurd, and often forgotten journey. This is the complete story of the early life and improbable, meteoric rise of Patrick Mahomes. To understand Patrick Mahomes, you first have to understand his pedigree. He was born into professional sports. His father, Pat Mahomes Sr., spent 11 seasons as a Major League Baseball pitcher for 6 different teams. This wasn't a world of typical NFL privilege. It was a world defined by travel, high-level competition, and the daily grind of professional athletics. Patrick grew up in clubhouses, around legendary figures like Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. This unique environment ingrained in him a deep understanding of what elite performance looks like. But his passion quickly settled on football. He attended White House High School in White House, Texas. And here is where the story diverges from the typical 5-star prospect. Mahomes was a true 3-sport athlete, excelling in baseball, basketball, and football. In fact, many scouts believed his future was on the mound, where he threw a no-hitter with 16 strikeouts in his senior year, getting selected by the Detroit Tigers in the 2014 MLB draft. He was highly regarded, enough that he almost went to Arkansas to play baseball and walk on to the basketball team. But his high school football stats, over 4,600 yards passing and 50 touchdowns. His senior year were too loud to ignore, even for a player who was seen by recruiters as a raw, dual-threat prospect, only ranked the 12th best in his class. This lack of polish became the defining feature of his next chapter. The scouting world's skepticism was validated by his college recruiting process. Despite his stellar high school numbers, Mahomes received only a handful of FBS scholarship offers. He chose Texas Tech, largely because their air raid offense, a high-volume, pass-heavy spread scheme, would maximize his raw athletic gifts. Mahomes entered his freshman year in 2014 as the backup. His moment of truth came quickly. Due to injuries to the starting quarterback, Mahomes was thrust into a game against Oklahoma State and earned his first career start shortly after. This rapid immersion was a trial by fire, but it gave the world a glimpse of the chaos and genius to come. His freshman season culminated in a legendary, though losing, performance against Baylor, where he set a Big 12 freshman record with 598 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. This single game proved the raw horsepower of his arm and his ability to thrive in an unpredictable environment. However, Mahomes' early college career was also marked by a divided focus. He continued to split time with the Texas Tech baseball team, working as a relief pitcher, carrying a workload that few serious college quarterbacks would tolerate. It was only before his junior year that the decision was made. It was time to commit entirely to football. That decision led to one of the most explosive, record-breaking seasons in college football history. The 2016 season wasn't just a statistical anomaly for Mahomes. It was a complete rewiring of the Texas Tech offense. Now freed from his baseball commitments, Mahomes put up video game numbers that seemed detached from reality. He won the Sammy Baugh Trophy as the nation's top college passer, finishing the year leading the entire FBS in passing yards with 5,052 and total yards of offense with 5,312. But the defining performance of his college career, the moment that made NFL scouts either run for the hills or start drafting masterpieces, was the infamous 66-59 shootout loss to Oklahoma. In that single game, Mahomes broke the NCAA FBS record for single-game total offense with 819 yards. The game itself was a defensive coordinator's nightmare. It was a carnival of broken plays, impossible throws, and pure improvisational brilliance. For a team known for their air raid system, Mahomes was simply operating at a frequency no one had seen before. He was throwing from crazy angles, off-platform, and across his body, all the things you're not supposed to do. But the sheer talent was undeniable. He declared for the NFL draft following that junior season, presenting the biggest gamble of the 2017 class. Was he a system quarterback whose numbers were inflated, Or was he a generational talent ready to transcend the system? The lead-up to the 2017 draft was a study in conflicting scouting reports. The tape showed a strong arm and peerless creativity, but the reports also noted significant mechanical flaws, inconsistent footwork, a tendency to rely too much on his arm strength, and a habit of bailing from clean pockets. Draft analysts were divided, with some giving the pick an immediate D grade. But a few teams saw the singular difference maker. The Kansas City Chiefs, led by GM John Dorsey and head coach Andy Reid, were one of them. The Chiefs already had a stable veteran quarterback in Alex Smith, making their move even more shocking. On draft night, the Chiefs traded up, sacrificing their first-round pick, a third-round pick, and a future first-round pick to move from 27th overall to 10th overall to select Patrick Mahomes. It was an audacious, high-risk, high-reward move that signaled a change in the franchise's identity. The trade itself was the ultimate show of faith. Kansas City was betting their future on the ability of their coaching staff to polish this incredible diamond. The first year of the experiment was simple: sit, watch, and learn. The 2017 season was the single most important year in Mahomes' development, sitting behind Alex Smith, one of the league's most disciplined and fundamentally sound quarterbacks. Mahomes was forced to master the mental side of the game. He learned the Chiefs' playbook, the intricacies of Andy Reid's complex West Coast offense, and the defensive fronts that the air raid had never prepared him for. He made only one start that year, a Week 17 matchup against the Denver Broncos after the Chiefs had already locked up their playoff seed. This wasn't a meaningless game. It was his professional debut, and it showed the entire NFL the scale of the Chiefs' gamble. Mahomes went 22 of 35 for 284 yards, leading a last-minute drive to set up the game-winning field goal. He showed flashes of the gunslinger mentality from Texas Tech, but married to the discipline he learned from Smith. The immediate takeaway was clear. The project was a success, and the league was officially on notice. Alex Smith was traded that offseason, officially handing the keys to the 22-year-old Patrick Mahomes. What followed was a historic debut season that culminated in an MVP award and the launching of the current Chiefs dynasty. The raw, backyard talent from East Texas had officially been translated into controlled, professional brilliance. The rise of Patrick Mahomes wasn't just about arm talent. It was about the improvisational pressure he faced at every stage, the multi-sport demands, the lack of elite recruiting, the chaotic air raid system, and the year spent forced to learn discipline behind a veteran. That journey forged the player we see today, a quarterback, capable of both perfect execution and unbelievable off-script magic. He is the ultimate payoff on a draft gamble, a testament to what happens when supreme talent is finally paired with the right coaching environment. Now we turn the analysis to you. Which forgotten player from Mahomes' Texas Tech tenure do you believe could have been an NFL star if they had followed him to the Chiefs? Let us know in the comments below. If you want more analytical deep dives into the game's biggest stars and stories, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.